Recently, Ukraine has deployed elite forces, the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade, to the southern front lines. This brigade is equipped with British Challenger 2 tanks, American Stryker infantry fighting vehicles, and German Marder infantry fighting vehicles, making it one of Ukraine's elite units. They have been actively involved in military operations in the Zaporizhzhia region of southern Ukraine. The 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade is one of the newly formed units in Ukraine, established in March of this year. Some of its combat personnel are veterans from the 25th and 80th Airborne Assault Brigades. This entire combat unit underwent training in the UK and is primarily equipped with 14 Challenger 2 tanks, 90 American Stryker infantry fighting vehicles, 40 German Marder infantry fighting vehicles, and 24 M119 self-propelled howitzers. It's worth noting that the brigade only has 14 tanks, which amounts to just one tank company. This is because Ukraine's airborne assault brigades are structured with one tank company, 3 mechanized infantry battalions, and 1 motorized infantry battalion. In contrast, Ukraine's mechanized infantry brigades have a complete tank battalion, with roughly over 30 tanks each. This is because the airborne assault brigades in Ukraine are designed as light and rapid response units. Their primary mission is to swiftly advance into enemy territory after a breach has been made. This is why, at the beginning of the campaign, Ukraine deployed the 47th Mechanized Infantry Brigade instead of the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade. The 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade and its sister unit, the 46th Airborne Assault Brigade, are among the last major forces retained by the Ukrainian General Staff. Ukraine had hoped to deploy these elite rapid assault units on the front lines to quickly push forward and reach Tokmak and even areas near Melitopol. Currently, Ukraine's top priority is to break through the Russian front lines as quickly as possible, and this task now falls on the shoulders of the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade. In recent times, Ukraine has liberated the Robotyn village in the region. The main force conducting these operations is the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade. As the Ukrainian counteroffensive began, we witnessed Leopard 2 tanks and Bradley infantry fighting vehicles on the battlefield. These weapons and equipment were all part of the inventory of the 47th Mechanized Infantry Brigade. Over the past few days, videos have surfaced from the front lines showing British Challenger 2 tanks and American Stryker infantry fighting vehicles. These are the equipment of the 82nd Brigade. What we are seeing now are videos released by the Russian military on August 15, showing Russian soldiers using a suicide drone to track and attack a moving Stryker infantry fighting vehicle remotely. Around the same time, videos and photos from the front lines also emerged, showing Ukrainian soldiers operating Challenger 2 tanks on August 19. On the same date, there were videos online of Ukrainian soldiers driving Marder infantry fighting vehicles. This marks the first appearance of American Stryker infantry fighting vehicles, German Marder infantry fighting vehicles, and British Challenger 2 tanks on the battlefield. The Stryker infantry fighting vehicle is an 8-wheeled armored vehicle developed by the United States in the 21st century. Its primary focus is on mobility while providing a certain level of protection. Being a wheeled armored vehicle, the Stryker can achieve speeds of up to 100 km per hour on roads and around 60 km per hour off-road. Notably, the Stryker is relatively lightweight, with a base weight of only 16 tons. For Stryker, armored vehicles can be transported in a single C-17 transport aircraft, allowing for rapid deployment to anywhere in the world within 96 hours during wartime. The Stryker infantry fighting vehicle can carry 11 personnel, including 2 crew members and 9 infantry troops. The Stryker comes in various models with different weaponry, all adopting a modular design. It can be equipped with a 105mm tank gun with an autoloader carrying 9 rounds and an additional 9 rounds in the crew compartment, totaling 18 rounds. The firing rate for this gun is 6 rounds per minute, allowing for a rapid burst of firepower. Alternatively, it can be fitted with a 120mm mortar or a 30mm Malawian Quachas 44 chain gun. As of now, nearly 5,000 Stryker infantry fighting vehicles have been produced worldwide, with 4,500 of them in service with the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army has even established specialized Stryker brigades known as Stryker Brigade Combat Teams, SBCTs, known for their rapid deployment capability. These brigades can transport their entire equipment load, including Stryker armored vehicles, via C-130 aircraft and quickly deploy into combat. They are characterized by three words: rapid arrival, rapid deployment, and rapid combat. The main drawback of the Stryker is its relatively light armor protection, capable of defending against 14.5 mm bullets. It is well suited for low-intensity combat scenarios. In addition to the Stryker, the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade is also equipped with German Marder infantry fighting vehicles. The Marder infantry fighting vehicle has been a mainstay of the West German Army since the 1970s. Its primary weapons are a 20 mm cannon and 5 mm anti-tank guided missiles. Currently, it is being phased out in favor of the Puma infantry fighting vehicle in Germany. The main heavy weaponry of the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade comes in the form of the British Challenger 2 tank. The Challenger 2 tank is a third-generation main battle tank developed by the Vickers Company in the UK. In terms of power, it uses a 1,200 horsepower diesel engine, which, compared to the turbine engines used in the American M1 and the MTU diesel engine in the German Leopard 2, falls slightly short in terms of horsepower. However, the Challenger 2 has two major advantages: armor and firepower. It utilizes Chobham composite armor, which has been a closely guarded secret since its successful development by the UK in the mid-1970s. It is said that Chobham armor offers 3 times the protection against armor-piercing projectiles compared to homogeneous steel armor. Chobham armor is a multi-layered composite consisting of high-quality alloy steel and ceramic components. The specific composition and manufacturing process have remained highly classified. In March 2003, during the Gulf War, the UK's 7th Armored Brigade faced the largest tank battle of the Iraq War. Iraq deployed nearly 100 T-55 tanks, while the UK had only a few dozen Challenger 2 tanks. Despite being outnumbered, the Challenger 2 tanks performed admirably and managed to destroy 70 Iraqi tanks. During the battle, one Challenger 2 tank was hit by 8 anti-tank guided missiles, but due to the excellent performance of Chobham armor, the crew members remained unharmed. This time, alongside providing Challenger 2 tanks to Ukraine, the UK has also provided depleted uranium armor-piercing ammunition. In the near future, we might witness the effectiveness of depleted uranium rounds on the battlefield once again. The 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade is equipped with top-notch gear and has shown remarkable performance in the liberation of Robotyne. Recently, videos have circulated online showing the destruction of 2 Challenger 2 tanks near Robotyne. These tanks likely belonged to the 82nd Airborne Assault Brigade. Despite the tanks being destroyed, there were no personnel casualties. Ukraine continues to advance southward after capturing Robotyne, with its sights set on Tokmak. However, 2 Russian defensive lines lie ahead, and with autumn approaching, the rainy season will make unpaved roads muddy, complicating military advances. The Ukraine conflict is unlikely to conclude by a year's end. With the arrival of F-16 fighter jets in Ukraine next year, we may witness further changes in the ongoing conflict.